Welcome everybody to what BMW thinks means luxury, the BMW 740 Li M Sport. Let's talk about the front of the car, and we have to address the elephant in the room. Ever since this car has been unveiled, the grille has been its main talking point. There's lots of mixed reviews. Everybody said it looks really bad, and some people really appreciate it from the day one. But personally, I think it looks really good, especially in person. Don't just judge it by the pictures. I definitely think that it did look really weird in the pictures, but when you see it in person, I think it looks really smashing, and BMW has really pulled off the integration of the huge grille into the body very beautifully. Then this car, being an M Sport, has some sporty elements in the bumper. It's got bigger air dams. The usual variant, the DPE, the Design Pure and Excellence, does not have these sporty touches in the bumpers, and overall it lends a very nice appeal to the car. The DPE is very understated. This is more in your face. The whole sporty bumper suits the big grille really well. Also, this car comes with some really cool tech in the headlights, which you'll notice instantly if you see the car from front. This has the latest laser tech in headlights that BMW is providing. As you can see, the blue highlights in the headlight, those signify the laser tech, and they work really, really well. They get activated above 60 kph at night, obviously when you need the lights the most. And overall, they really, really look really cool. And they have this new DRL design from the usual round DRLs. These are the new DRL shapes that the 7 Series has, and it looks really, really good. When you come to the side of the car is when you notice the actual length of this car. The length of this car is 5.3 meters long. It's massive to drive in city traffic. And then when you actually come to the side, you notice that there is quite a lot of chrome on the bottom end of the door. There's quite a lot of chrome on the window sides. This car is made for Indian public because Indian public loves chrome. Then you notice the amazing looking M Sport alloys. The DPE variant has different alloys, multi-spoke, but not machined, just silver alloys. This has 18 in the front, 19 in the back, 245 section, 275 section. It's a staggered setup. And overall, it's a very, very nice looking side profile of the car. The rear of the 7 Series is there's very subtle changes compared to the pre-facelift version. The overall look is the same. There are minor changes to the taillights, which are now all LED, and there's got a huge LED strip, which looked really cool at night. Since this is the M Sport, you've got aggressive cutouts and aggressive exhaust tips in the back, which the DPE does not get. Rest, if you've seen the 7 Series, you'll feel right at home looking at this one. When you open the huge engine bay, you get access to the twin power turbo inline 6 turbocharged engine that produces about 340 bhp and about 450 Newton meter of the torque. As you can see, the bay is massive and the positioning is bang on, right at the axle, which means it's got amazing weight distribution. If you've been in a G12 7 Series, you'll feel right at home. This is the LCI, Life Cycle Impulse, as BMW calls it. What it does is it provides minor tech upgradations, minor facelift, as you can see with the grille, and interior again very minor, not very big changes here. One of the changes you'll find is the new cluster. So these are the new design cluster that all new BMWs have, that the 3 Series and the new 5 Series and all the 7 Series, X7, X5, they all have this new cluster, and this has a slightly bigger iDrive screen, which is really nice. It's got wireless and Apple CarPlay and wireless charging. It's got a host of things you can play around with and change your settings in. Overall, if you've been in place here, it's good. Also, if you've not watched the 7 Series review that we've done, which you'll get an idea of about all the features, then you can watch it. The link will be provided. If you have, then yes, you will be able to tell as well that this is pretty much similar. The steering, however, is a little different because this is an M Sport variant. The DPE variant, which the other car which I had before, had the 7 Series luxurious leather steering. This resembles a lot to the 530D M Sport, which can be a downer because this is a little more premium than that. This deserves a little special steering compared to that. So this being similar to that is a little bit of a deal breaker. But overall, it's a great place to be, and you've got a host of tech features. You can't fault it on that point. When you close the door, first things first you notice is this car has soft close, which is a really cool feature to have. And overall the interior is really nice. This car comes with the dark brown interiors, which I really like. The previous 7 Series we had the super beige interiors, which I was not personally a big fan of. I love this dark interior and it looks really good. You've got 2 cup holders where you can put a sanitizer, which is really apt for today's times. And you've got a wireless charging tray in front, so you can charge your phone. If you connect your iPhone to it, it will directly connect to the wireless CarPlay, which is really nice. And then you have the new iDrive screen, which is a little slightly different layout compared to the previous one. This also does have the gestures, so you can increase the volume and reduce the volume with your gestures, which is really nice. Finally, BMW has removed the CD player, which I was always wondering why they are providing a CD player in this day and age, because people have moved on from CDs, I think, now, and it's about time that BMW stopped giving it. And finally, they have listened to me. This has the dual zone air conditioner, cooled seats, heated seats, massage seats only for the driver, not for the passenger, which is really weird. The passenger does get heated and cooled seats, which is a nice thing. You do have the gear lever, which is a little old school now, considering the newer BMWs have the crystal looking shaped gear lever, which looks really premium and really cool. So this is a little old school. Overall, again, very nice place to be. And also one really party trick is when you start the car, as you can see, the steering comes back to my position, which is really nice. Most BMW 7 Series owners will spend their time in this seat where I'm seated. This is the seat behind the co-passenger seat, and this is the seat that gets all the customization you would ask for. So you've got a screen, which the previous 7 Series did not have a touch screen. This is a touch screen, so you can actually play around with it, and it's a very responsive touchscreen, so it's really nice. You can set everything from here, change the song, select the source, see the GPS maps, everything can be controlled from here. Ambient lighting, everything. The person sitting here can control everything of the car. Then you've got some seat controls here on the armrest, where you can adjust the seat. I can adjust the backrest, as you can see. I am adjusting the backrest. It's really cool. I can adjust the headrest as well. Everything very nice. It's again very luxurious, and you can spend very long hours in the car here. You can perhaps even sleep. It's almost like, business class for a flight. It's that good. Then you do have a tab here, a Samsung tab, which lets you control again everything. Basically everything that can be controlled here can be controlled in this as well. So you can do car settings and everything, interior lighting, everything. If you don't want to control anything from the screen and you want to control from this little screen, you can eject this Samsung tab, comes on your hand, and then you can adjust everything, ambient lighting. I can select what color I want, the brightness, everything can be controlled from this tab. I think it's pretty cool and pretty intuitive to use. Although this tab itself does not feel very premium, maybe something like an iPad would probably suit more the price point this car is targeted at. So if there's nobody seated in front, you want to get into full lounge setting, there's a button on the tab, and you can see my seat is reclining in the back, and it's moving up into a very laid back position. I can move the front seat forward. So I'm now behind the wheel of the 740 Li. So let's see how this car is. So when you are already driving this car, initially you will feel that there's a very nice sound from the exhaust when you start it up. Almost sounds like a V8. It's really surprising how this car sounds so good being an inline 6. Although I must say, and it's a big downer, that all the noise, or if not all the noise, most of the noise is routed through the speaker. It's very less of the noise, you can actually hear it outside, which is definitely a downside. I mean, I wish it had more oral pleasure from the outside, because the engine is not a joke. I mean, this engine can be found in the Z4 M40i and the works. So I definitely wish that this car had a bit more oral sound to it. But yeah, overall it's a great engine, and I mean, you can potter around town in eco mode, and if you want it, you can put it into sport mode, downshifts a few gears, and it just takes off. See, it just takes off. The acceleration is really crazy. So this car is capable of doing 0 to 100 in about 6 odd seconds, which is really fast for a car of this bulk. This car weighs about 1.7 tons about, which is lighter than the pre-facelift, because this has the carbon core. So they have infused quite a bit more carbon fiber in the chassis with the aluminum to make the overall weight lighter. This facelift car is actually lighter than the pre-facelift, so you can actually tell. Plus this car has the petrol motor, so it anyways has a lighter front end compared to the heavy diesel, and that you can actually feel when you're really pushing the car on its limits. It handles really well, although I'd like to point out that the tires that this car has, I personally feel aren't the best around. So these are shod with Michelin Primacy, 245 section in the front, 275 in the back, so it's staggered setup. But I feel like the Primacy tires are not exactly up to the mark to handle all that power and torque this car has, especially with rear wheel drive. So anytime you floor it mid corner, it's ready to, the traction light is always on, cutting the power, and if you turn it off, then you have to be really alert, because it will dance. This car can dance provided you can make it. The steering is really nice. It weighs up really well at high speeds. You can really push this car. It gives a lot of confidence, and you exactly know how much the front wheels are pointing at any given time. Really confidence inspiring, which is a really nice thing, because this is a barge after all. It's 5.2 meters, so when you're hustling the car, you need something that's really communicative, and the steering plays its part really well. I'm really impressed with the way the steering works. The ride itself is really good. In eco mode, you can feel the suspension a little too soft. It jiggles a lot in bumps. Comfort mode, it stiffens up a bit, perfect for city use. And sport mode, it gets stiff, but it's just the right amount of stiff. You can actually just glide along on highways and high speeds in sport mode. The car hardly is affected by any bumps or anything. Small bumps, it just tackles with aplomb. It's just so perfect. You can just glide, you can do crazy speeds. This car is made for the autobahn after all, so you can do crazy speeds and just relax and have your massage seats on. So the driver does get massage seats and cooled and heated. The passenger seat sadly does not, but I can have my massage seats. I can be having a back massage and cruising at say 200 kph, and just at the least stress, you can just easily drive this car. The ride is good, the steering is good, the performance is really punchy, so you always have the torque, because the ZF 8-speed works like a charm. You always have all the torque whenever you need it, so there's never lacking. It's actually a pretty good combo behind the wheel. I know this car is meant for being chauffeur driven, but if you do decide to take the wheel, you won't be disappointed at all.
In conclusion then, the BMW 740 Li M Sport. I think it's probably one of the most luxurious cars in this segment, probably the most luxurious that BMW has to offer anyways. It's got all the bells and whistles you could ask for, it drives really well, and yes, it does have a controversial front end, but I cannot emphasize enough that you need to see this car in person rather than judging it only in pictures online, because this car looks really good in flesh compared to the pictures. The grille, you'd really like the grill when you see it in flesh. It's got amples of space. I don't know, I just am smitten. When I had the 7 series the last time, I loved it. When I had the 7 series this time, I loved it. It's like one of those cars for me where I feel this is what I need to set as a benchmark, as a goal in my life. Once I do get one of these cars, I can die happily. These It's just a fantastic package. The interiors are so well thought together, and the engine, gearbox, everything is just fantastic. I think it drives much better than the Mercedes S-Class and the Audi A8, so it's definitely the segment leader. It might not be the most comfort oriented in the back. Maybe the S-Class is better for chauffeur driven, but again, this I think blends the best of both worlds. It's my pick in this segment, eyes closed. At 1.4 CRX showroom, it's not cheap, but you get a lot of car for your money, and I think it's my choice, and I totally love it. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.